Kunja Bihare Kunja Bihare Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare. Jai Paramahamsa Parivritakacharya Sutta His Divine Grace Shri Bhaichana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Bhakti Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivritakacharya Sutta Shishimat. His Divine Grace Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रज वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप प्रधाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मई की जय। जमुना मई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय। Nitai Gaur Premanande, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees. Glorious to Sri Sri Gaur and Sri Gaur. Yeah, you have Bhagavad Gita as it is. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is chapter number 2 and text number 41. Okay, ready? Vyavasayatmika buddhi
Vyavasayatmika buddhi
Ekehe kurunandana
Ekeha Gurunandana
Bahu shakha henantascha Buddhayo avyavasayinam
Buddhayo Vyavasayatmika
Vyavasayatmika buddhi
buddhi
Ekehe kurunandana
Ekeha Gurunandana
Bahu shakha henantascha Buddhayo avyavasayinam Vyavasayatmika buddhi Ekehe kurunandana Bahu shakha henantascha Buddhayo avyavasayinam.
Those who are on this path.
Chant the sloka.
Oh, chant. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Ekeha kurunandana. Ekeha kurunandana. Bahushaka hi anantascha. Bahushaka hi anantascha. Buddhayo vyavasayinam. Buddhayo vyavasayinam.
Buddhayo avyavasayina. Okay. That's it.
व्यवसायात्मका बुद्धिर्
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर्
एकेह कुरु नंदन
एकेह कुरु नंदन
बहुशाखा हे अनन्तश्च
बहुशाखा हे अनन्तश्च
बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनाम्
बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनाम्
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर्
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर्
एकेह कुरु नंदन
एकेह कुरु नंदन बहुशाखा हि अनन्तश्च
बुद्धयो
बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनाम्
Hari, hari. So, Vyavasayatmika, resolute in Krishna consciousness, intelligence, eka, only one, Iha, in this world, Kurunandana, O beloved child of the Kurus,
O beloved child of the Kurus,
Bahushakha, having various branches, He, indeed, Anantaha, unlimited, Cha, also, Buddhayaha, intelligence, Avyavasayina, of those who are not in Krishna consciousness. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. A strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasayatmika intelligence. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 22nd chapter, 62nd verse, state that Shraddha Shabde Vishwash Kahe Shudrada Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to the family traditions, humanity, and nationality. Routine activities are the engagements of one's reaction from the past good or bad deeds. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progress in Krishna consciousness. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva sarvamitim samahatma sudurlabha. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. As by watering the root of a tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches, so by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's action, then everyone will be satisfied. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representatives of Lord Krishna, and one should accept instruction from bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in the life. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in his famous prayers for the spiritual master as follows: Yasya prasadad bhagavad prasado yasya prasadan nagati kutopi dhyayanstu vamstasya yashastri sandhyam vande guru Sri Charanarvindam. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality Godhead becomes satisfied, and by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day and offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically but practically. When there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities, one who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive acts. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Gyam Shlakayat Chakshuhu Militanyena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupapadamatam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jatapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnamasya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhantansya He Krishna Karunam Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Sri Hri Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Pushtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vicharane Vishesha Sunyavadi Vasyati Krishnatale Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि एक है कुरन बहुशाखा अनंताश्च बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनः. Those who are not resolute in the determination, then they have so many options and multi-branched intelligence. There are several verses similar to it, that those who are not resolute in determination of Krishna consciousness, they have many options, because a resolute determination means a very convicted faith is required. And Prabhupada quotes this particular verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shraddha Shabde Sudrada Vishwasa Kara Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Karile Sarva Karma Krita. Our faith should not be lukewarm, but Sudrada Vishwas. Shraddha Dhana. Shraddha means absolute truth. Dhiya means buddhi. So Shraddha Dhana means Shraddha. So intelligence should be reposed on only one factor. Absolute truth is Krishna. Therefore, in my true nature, which is also of absolute nature, I must become subservient and nothing else. So whatever serves Krishna, will be my very strong determination. It cannot be wavered. That is the meaning of Shraddha. But it means Vishwasa Sudrada. Shraddha is Vishwas. Vishwas means faith. I'm breathing. So Swas is there. Just like I have faith that I'm living because I'm breathing. Anybody who breathes must be living, right? And one who stops breathing means he's dead. So Vishwas means Vishishta Swas. It's a confirmation on the absolute necessity. And therefore, I am putting my attention doubted only to Krishna and pleasing Krishna. That is Sudhrada Vishwas. Vishishta Rupena Swasa. Iti Vishwasa. It's not an ordinary breathing. But my entire life is dependent upon serving Krishna. That is called Vishwas. Sudrada Vishwas. It cannot be deviated. That is also termed as Nishtha. So, in the beginning, we have lukewarm faith. And we do not have resolute determination. But when we develop a resolute determination, we'll be able to come. I don't have to pursue anything other than pure devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna. And nobody can change. So it should be very convicted faith. Right? Krishna bhakti karile sarva karma krita hoy. That faith means whatever I will do must be favorable devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna. And I will get all the fulfillment of the results of those activities. Krita hoy. There is a meaning for performance of any activity. We have some motivation or some kind of result will be coming. Every action has a resultant reaction. So we are all pre-anticipating the results. Pre-anticipating. That's why we are working. But here, no. I'm working to please Lord Shri Krishna because I want to go back home, back to God, and not to come in miserable material world again. Right? So that is called Sudrada Vishwasa Karanishchay Krishna Bhakti Karan. So this is the definition of Shraddha. Asraddhadhanam Purushasya Asraddhadhanam Purushasya Vipashit Pandit. Let me see. Get me that verse. Um, 9:3. Ashraddhadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Sansara Vartamani. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies, therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. So Shraddha and Ashraddha. Those who have not resolute faith, they will come back. Means their entire life has gone useless. Useless. Even Rishabdev in his teaching says that. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma jadendriya pritranya apnoti na sadhu manye atmanoyam asat api kleshata asadeha Parabhavasya abodhajato javanna jigyasam atmatattvam javat kriya tavat manobe karmatmakam eva sharir bandhana. We end up doing vikarma, even not suggested karma that is beneficial to us. We do the karma that is disastrous for us, that can destroy us. Pramatta means maddened. So those who are karmis, they are only after the result and they do not know what to do and what not to do. And they end up doing vikarma for the jad indriya priti, dead senses pleasure. Senses are dead, but they want to please the senses. So they do such overactivity, some anti-activity, or so many things are there. That is all called vikarma. For the pleasure of dead senses. Na sadhu manye. It is not good. For whom? For the body itself, it is not good. Because it is asat. Even though it is asat, and moreover it is kleshada, giving problems, pain, and vikarma, not suggested karma, over and above. So we are inviting calamities on ourselves. But because we are maddened in the material world of high aspirations, and so many anticipations, so it is not good, at least for the body, which is asat, means dead already. And for the pleasure of dead senses. It's not good. Because the body is a source of misery. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. It pertains to the body. And it's dukkha doshanadarsha. They are the sources of miseries. So we have to understand, if we are not the body, why we are so much obsessively maddened after doing vikarmas that are not beneficial to us. It's not good for the soul. Atmana. Na sadhu manye atmanoyam. For this soul, it is not. Asat api, the body is asat, means temporary. Kleshada, a problem giver. Kleshada, asadeha. So anything that has been done through bodily conception of life is going to be a problematic issue. So, who becomes the mad? The body doesn't become mad. Body acts according to the maddened mind. So, because the mind is not controlled, a mad person after bodily or sense gratification cannot control himself. So parabhavasya abodhajato, because he is not properly educated, is not realized of the self. Why? Because he doesn't have even an inquisitiveness to know what is Atma Tattva. Parabhavasya abodhajato javanna jigyasam Atma Tattvam, the javat kriya, whatever he does, that is the only measure for him. Tavat manobi. According to that, the mind will be constructed. And karmatmakam eva sharir bandhan. He is simply ending up performing karma. Where do you get the energy to do karma?
The mind tells me I want something. The mind tells me I want something, so
No, energy. Karma. You require energy, right?
food.
Eh?
The food we
Food.
we get them.
So annad bhavanti bhutani. Annad bhavanti bhutani. From the grains, anna, the bodies are manufactured. But anna is manufactured by rain. Parjanyad anna sambhava. How come a favorable rain will come? Otherwise, these days rains are over flooding the whole cities, and the water is completely unmanageable. Before I went to Florida, there was a huge hurricane passing over. It destroyed everything. Then I was checking with Dvaipayan, are you okay? Are you okay? Should I come? Oh, Maharaj, there's no problem here. All right. So, I mean, every year, last year when I was there, and after I came, there was a hurricane, and it flooded the temple and everything. Unmanageable. Why it is happening? Because there is no yajna performed. Yajna means an activity that is benevolent to the mother nature, which is created by Krishna. So after all, it's an activity to please Lord Krishna. Then and then proper rain will come. Otherwise, acid rain comes, also destroys the whole forest. So, annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhava yagyad bhavati parjanya. Only the act of sacrifice will invite the rain in proportion. Yajna, an activity pleasing to Lord Krishna. But yajna karma samudbhava. Even to perform yajna, you have to act. Yajna karma samudbhava. It is a suggested karma that you have to offer all the activities for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu, who is Yagyapati. An oblation of fire also he has to receive that. But karma brahmodbhavam viddhi. Where do you get the energy to perform karma? You can move your hand and do this karma and that karma. But where does this energy come? Energy is released. Energy must be stored somewhere. Diabetic management. Energy is stored in the form of glucose. And when glucose is burned, carbon dioxide and water vapor will come. So there is a body heat, and our body is constituted 80% of water. But we are not this body. So karma brahmodbhavam viddhi, the energy of performing any activity comes from Brahman. Brahman is a sum total of material and spiritual energies. Because Krishna has both. The Brahmaksharam samudbhavam. Brahma is originated by Akshar, means infallible situation of Krishna. Tasmat sarvagatam Brahma nitya yagya pratisha. Therefore, Brahma is sarvagata. Sarvagata means it is spreading all over. That Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So, personality is the ultimate understanding. So, our intelligence should be geared on Brahman. That is the reason. that we always have to think, it's not a fad. All of a sudden, you believe in Krishna and you repose your faith in him and do the work for him. But this is the reason that all our activities, all our karma, all our daily chore, what we call, going to the job and this, it is to utilize Brahma Shakti. That is karma. But if it is not utilized for Krishna, then we are in conflict with him. Our intelligence is not resolute. So, Vyavasayatmika buddhi eke kurunanda. You don't have to think anything. And you have to think also by discrimination that what is Sat? Sat ekam vipra bahutha vadanti. There is only one absolute truth, right? And intelligence has a function to discriminate between what is Sat and what is Asat. Only discrimination. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate asat, ubayorapi drashtwanta tattvadarshini. If you are seekers of the truth, then you must know that for eternal or Sat, there is no cessation. It's continuous. And for the Asat, there is no endurance. It is temporary. So, never discriminate anything on the temporary basis. That is a mind function. When we use our mind, only mind, but no intelligence, then we are called mental. Right? We are called mental. And who becomes a mental? Krishna says, Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya aprata chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhavna vidhiyate. Samadha means by hook or crook, even if you want to do, but it will never come to that point of resolute determination. Those who are engaged in sense gratificatory life. So, sense gratification.
So,
Bhog Aishwarya Prasaktanam. Those who are obsessed in sense gratificatory life, they will never get the resolute determination to perform pure devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna. They will never have even an iota of faith.
in devotees, Gurudev, from a devotee context, what is this Vyavasayatmika buddhi and what is the sense gratification that goes on in devotees?
Well, even Srotavyadini Rajendra Nranam Santi Sahasrashu. This is a sense of hearing. How many subject matters do you have for listening? But apashyatam atmatattvam, if the sense is not going to perceive the atmatattva, the sense will fail us. Graheshu gruhamedina. A grahastha is supposed to check out all his senses. Are they helping him to realize Atma Tattva or not? Otherwise, what is the use of consciousness? It's a divine potency. It is not manufactured, and everybody that lives has consciousness. That soul is awakened by the spiritual potency Paramatma gives. We did not bring it. We have been given. Otherwise, we were dead like a spark, got extinguished as soon as it comes out from the fire. But Srila Prabhupada has rekindled by putting that ash of a spark back into the fire of devotional service. So you will be awakened. All right? Always think of Krishna. Never forget, because we are supposed to please him. If we forget, we'll forget his pleasure also. So we have to cultivate this Vyavasayatmika buddhi, occupational duty of the soul. Only one. Only one function to discriminate between what is Sat and Asat. Intelligence. And that buddhi yoga means come to that conclusion without serving Lord Krishna, my intelligence will never become steady in unidirectional, one direction only. Ek hi kuruna. And that buddhi, Krishna says, if you perform this process of devotional service, I'll give you sufficient intelligence by which you will be able to come to me. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. Tesham is those devotees, satata yuktanam, engaged in performing devotional service. Bhajatam pritipurvakam, with loving, favorable devotion, I give them sufficient intelligence. You don't have, but that resolute determination Krishna will give, by which mamupayanti te, he will come back to me. So easy. But how many people are getting? They are all obsessed in what we call general term. They are all in Maya. They end up acting like robots, not gaining anything. And they live on their mental platform, which is not benefiting him. So how can it benefit you? Why we have to quote all these verses? Because they are very corollary to establish the fact that we have to be intelligent. And initially, when Srila Prabhupada told the devotees, in early 69, 70, to go out on street and chant Hare Krishna. And this was a funny thing in America on Fifth Avenue, New York, when they will go and some people will laugh and discourage the devotee. Is it not? Some inhibition is there. So people will say, and they would come and say, Srila Prabhupada, we did what you said, we chanted, danced, and asked even people to join us. Some joined, but others were laughing at us. Prabhupada said, never mind. Those who are laughing, they do not know that most intelligent people are dancing on the street. See? Because that is the resolute determination. The new devotees, they had resolute determination without going through all this cultural, cultivation or advancing in Vedic studies or anything. They simply were captured by Srila Prabhupada's attention. An old man becomes so attractive to them because he brought a very, very fearless process of chanting and dancing, and it is still going on. On that strength, the entire empire of ISKCON has been created. So, in our interactions, we have to see whether somebody is talking intelligently or not. Or if it's a sentimental issue, like, sorry, Prabhu, I don't have time, I know. But let's chant and Krishna will give you sufficient intelligence. He says that you have cultivate faith on him. By chanting his holy name, he is available and he supplies whatever. What is that? Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Yoga means connection with him, and kshema means maintaining his physical status. I will carry, Krishna says, but you must engage in this process. Is it difficult? So those who are obsessed and attached to do karmic activity, try to carve out his own benefit separate from Krishna like that, he doesn't gain much. It doesn't gain much. But those who are with resolute determination to worship Lord Shri Krishna for his pleasure, however little he is achieving, and somehow or other if he drops, Narad Muni says there is no fear. Whatever he has gained is a permanent asset. While on the other behalf, those karmis who are expert in doing all the activities, managing MBA, DHC, but because they had led the resolute determination, they gain nothing. In our immature state, if we fall off from the resolute process, then what is the harm? Narad Muni says that tyaktva swadharmam charanambujam harer bhajan apakvo patet tato yadi kova abhadra abhut amushyakim kvartho apto bhajatam swadharmata. Two people are. One who is a devotee and his bhajatam, and another is an expert karmi who is a bhajatam. All right? Narad Muni says, if a devotee in his immature state, if he falls off and stops performing devotionals, what is inauspicious for him? Because whatever he has rendered has a permanent asset. So he gains in our immaturity of the process. If we fall off, there is no fear. You are all experienced mothers, fathers also. When you were young, you were crawling before, you were not walking. But when you start standing up, how many times you fell? Right? Children not knowing walk, they try to walk and they fall. So, if we are doing devotional service and if we fall, there is no big loss. And dead sure that try, you will get up and you will start running. When you crawl, mother says, okay, here is the thing, it will play. But when you have walk, the legs start walking, mothers have to run after you, right? So like that. So the devotees, even if they fall from the path of devotional service, he is not the loser. because whatever he has gained remains a permanent asset, while on the other behalf is an expert karmi. However expertise he does, he gains nothing because nothing comes with him. Nothing comes with him. So our devotional assets should be increased and increased. Even in all, see, in Upadeshamritam, it is said, Atyahara prayashasya prajalpa niyamagra janasangasya laulam cha shadbir bhakti vinashati. All these 6 factors that distract our intelligence. Why should we go in accumulating so much wealth and that is distracting our main process? It's called atyaha, over-accumulating, overeating even, because it is going to create problem in your body. Prayasascha. Prayas means animals do not do prayas for their livelihood. A prayas means voluntarily going out of our way to use our so-called energy at our disposal. That is prayas. So, take whatever is required, but magrata kasya svitanam. Do not hold over others' property. Everything belongs to Krishna. You have given your quota. If you do not understand what is your quota, then you will be in trouble. Yeah, that is calculation. I have to get my daughters married and this and that. Fine. So that much necessity is there. But then after they are gone, and if you become obsessed still to accumulate, for whom? Krishna. Then that is a problematic thing. So overeating or over-accumulating, over-endeavoring. Prajalpa means useless, frivolous talks. You don't have taste for chanting Hare Krishna, but you have taste for gossips. Niyamagraha. Obstinately following the rules and regulations, even if it doesn't help you to advance, or altogether neglecting the rules and regulations. Agraha means neglecting. Agraha means obstinately insisting on. Both are bad. All the rules and regulations are supposed to be followed till our resolute determination is protected. So, janasangasya, association with worldly minded people keeps on distracting, our resolute process. So, and lavya means greed. Greed. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajo guna samudbhava. The kama, krodha, moha, mad, lobh, matsarya. These are all 6 enemies. And they are situated where? In the mind. Intelligence will not allow them. They said, this is not your place. But people are very crafty, intelligent, over-intelligent, how to fulfill their kama, krodha, moha, mada, lobha, aishwarya, matsarya, enviousness. These are the 6 gates to the hell, right? So we should know how to utilize our intelligence in discriminating all the time, whether we are rightly associating with people or not. For the purpose, we have to associate. Without association, you will not get the strength.
Maharaj, even amongst devotees.
Wait a minute. I'm deaf, you know that?
Oh, so I can speak louder, Maharaj.
Yeah, because I was barely able to hear you. Can you hear? Yeah. Okay.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
I can hear.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
You can hear now, Maharaj?
Okay, go ahead.
So, Maharaj, we're practicing devotees, but it means that I also have a tendency to talk about non-devotional things. So even if I'm in amongst people who are practicing devotees, if the conversation goes to a non-devotional topic, or if our mind goes to non-devotional tendencies, then my mind, my intelligence justifies it. So how can we train our mind and use our intelligence to say, even though I am in an atmosphere with others, I still have to be careful with the specific association I take.
Say, idle gossiping is not beneficial. And the association of the devotees, Machita Madgata Prana Bodhayantascha Parasparam Kathantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. Does your topic has a place in Krishna's desire?
It should.
That means it's sense gratification.
That's the sense.
That means it is sense gratification. And it will not gain anything. There is also another example. If a thief caught red-handed, he doesn't have remorse. He smiles. He doesn't have remorse because he is habituated. थोड़ा punishment हो जाएगा, I'll be back to my own business. So the mind is like that. Intelligence will tell you, chant Hare Krishna. Mind will tell you, do some little gossiping. From time immemorial, we have been away from Krishna. Not only this one life. In this life, we can understand that. And we will be advised to practice Krishna consciousness to expedite our, ultimate goal of life. But one must begin. And if you have some inclination to talk, this is called frivolous talking. After talk, probably you will not be interested when your discriminating intelligence will interfere in you. It's soft. Don't kid yourself like that. It hurts, right? That is best. And this way we can tame our mind. Wherever and from wherever, the mind escapes, Krishna says, bring him back. Suppose if your mind escapes through the window of eyes, or ear, or tongue, or skin, or nose, these are the 5 windows, 5 senses. The mind escapes. Don't keep your windows open. Shut your windows. So mind has no chance to escape. But from whichever window, if you think that you have, kept it little loose and mind escaped through it, Krishna says, go after it and bring it back. That is called abhyas. Abhyas means practice. Study means practice. In the study, practice comes. It's not just thinking. Yeah, mind is always not thinking welfare of our own, because he is habituated for sense gratification. So therefore, our resolute determination is at stake. Right? So the advice is that prajalpa, should be out.
What exactly is Prajalpa, Gurudev? In a practical sense, what is Prajalpa?
It's nicely explained by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Bhakti Aloka. There's a book also he wrote, Bhakti Aloka. I gave seminar and explained it about 20 years back. But it is nice to understand the detailing of Prajalpa. Jalpa, Prajalpa.
Is it like any talk that doesn't get me closer to Krishna? Is Prajalpa?
Yes. Some technology that is, for example, that concentration on mind, thinking, and Shanyastanga Yoga, they would not allow you to do Prajalpa because you have to withdraw the senses, even artificially. The Yam and Niyam will take care of those parts.
So Gurudev, in the starting, you said resolute determination, right? So when we start, our determination is very, weak, if I would call it, from that perspective. We are determined to some level, not completely determined.
Yeah, but the ultimate is shown by the Shastra. If you take that as the ultimate determination that Krishna Bhakti Karile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy, then you can estimate where are we, how much we have to still go, and like that.
So how do we build that determination, Gurudev? How do we build that determination?
No, we build by discriminating intelligence. You have to use your intelligence, which is discriminating. Your mind cannot determine for you. If you rest on your mind, you are cheated.
and the intelligence is built through the Shastras.
Yes, definitely. Because all suggestions, all the remedy to get rid of this problems of material life, they are already given. And one must, with firm determination, keep firm faith. But faith can be generated by association only. Faith can be maintained by the association also. Then you enter into bhajana kriya. Then start getting rid of the anarthas. Alone you cannot do. They are gross manifestation of unwanted activities in our life. Then you verify that determination in nishtha. You start, you will get Adav Shraddha Tato Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya Anartha Nivrittishya Tato Nishtha Ruchiya Sakti Bhava Prem. This is, most of us are stuck at Anartha Nivritti. But as soon as we get rid of Anartha Nivritti, we will become liberated and never to go in such frivolous activities.
Gurudev, why do we get stuck? Why do we get stuck in?
Because Anadikala, our situation is there. But in the efficacy of the holy name, you have to understand that first we have to remove the ignorance about the efficacy of the holy name. Ignorance is, that's how Haridas Thakur in Harinam Chintamani will tell you. He is an illiterate, yet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking, you know how efficient the holy name is. Now describe it to me. The efficacy of the holy name.
What does it mean? Sorry, ignorance of the.
Ignorance about the transcendental potency. Right? So Haridas Thakur says, we have to understand the potency. We are not potent. Potent is Krishna. Even the jiva, the Atma, is part and parcel of Krishna, but it's Krishna's marginal potency is the division. Jivere Swarupo Nityara Krishna Das Krishna Tatashta Shakti. Now, how can Shakti, unless it's false ego, that I'm Shaktiman and only ladies are Shakti? No, Jiva is marginal potency. So we might be in the man's body, it doesn't make we are Purushas. Purusha means enjoyer. That is the whole false nation, the whole world is, moving around. They think they are the enjoyers. And the ladies are enjoyable. It's completely in contradiction to the Vedic understanding. We are all potencies. Potency can only approach supreme potency of Lord Shri Krishna, that is Srimati Radharani. So our understanding, our meditation, that I'm not potent. My Purushatva is being cheated by the modes of material nature. And I have to correct myself. If I am cheated, I am defeated. Right? The gunas, our three modes of material nature, Sattva Gun, Rajagun, and Tamagun, they are defeating us. And they are directly opposite to Satchidananda of the eternity, full of knowledge and bliss. Three factors. So material world has these three gunas opposite to Satchidananda, which is of spiritual nature. So why do I have to be a false enjoyer? Krishna declares, Purusha Prakriti Sthopi. Bhungte Prakriti Jan Guna. The so-called false Purusha is situated in Prakriti, which is made up of three modes of material nature, and Bhungte means enjoys Prakriti Jan Guna. The objects of Prakriti, they think he is enjoying fruit. But the fruit is in mode of goodness. So if I eat the fruit, guna and guna are interacting. The fruits are advisable for me because they are in mode of goodness. So even if I don't offer and I can eat, I will not lose my intelligence, or my resolute determination will be maintained. Prabhupada said that you can eat even without offering. But we do offer. But suppose in such place, if you are hungry and you buy some fruits and start eating, there's nothing wrong. It's better than, the cooked food, the modes will be working. It's not always prasadam, which is supposed to be in the mode of transcendence. In the Food for Life program, they cook industrial kitchen. Do you think there is love and devotion and added to cook for Krishna? Jayadeva Swami says it's a food for death. Prabhupada did not mean. People are misunderstanding. They want to feed hundreds and thousands of people all the time. But it's food for death. No Krishna consciousness. It becomes obscure. You can't chant even by distributing prasadam. Tell the children of school, chant Hare Krishna. Previously, we were used to do that. And they were chanting. But government rules came. Stop chanting. You are indoctrinating your religion upon them. So, now they are telling in India, those who are receiving midday meal, they should also supply one egg. That Madhu Pandit, he responded, I'll give you money, but you can purchase egg and give them. Means he's indirectly, he's fixed. But he has prestige, profit and adoration, everything is, and he got Padma Bhushan, title also. Government of India. But everything which we see, it is dovetailing away from Krishna consciousness. So anyway, the important point is that we should not get deviated. All right? That is only one function. If you have that intelligence, Krishna says it's sufficient. Just see what is eternal and what is temporary. Don't live for temporary. Say temporary. Please. I have entertained all my lives. I want to entertain only Sat. Like that. So everybody has time for dharma, artha, kama, moksha, but nobody thinks about moksha. They are so much sucked up and continuing the work, karma. And karma can proportionately bind you rather than free you. Vinchashat vanam gachet. That's why the direction was, then after 50, you should retire. Hey!
Sorry, Gurudev, one more. If the mind is too corrupted, what should we be doing on a day-to-day basis that can help us more, get off that corruption, if I would call it?
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, as soon as you get up, start beating your mind with shoes. And when you go to sleep, beat with the broom. Means her mind is so obstinate, do not yield, better fight against it. The best way to engage the mind is chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thanks, Guru.
What do you say? A little intelligence can, kick the mind out.
Especially with Krishna's helping.
It seems to be the most needed topic, Gurudev, mind and intelligence, and how we should get how intelligence helps us to be on the steadier platform. It's a requisite for a spiritual journey.
Then we should elaborate more.
Actually, throughout this day, not only here, but the whole congregation, this specific point of how intelligence is actually a requisite, because most
It's a prerequisite.
Yeah, prerequisite, and how bhakti can just go by sentimentally, as you say, without using being on intellect. Yeah. So wherever the katha is, if tomorrow also, if this
All right.
can be, yeah, yes, Gurudev. It's
Very, very helpful.
and more time for question and answers, maybe, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In the second chapter, Krishna says this is Sankhya Yoga, but it is also Buddhi Yoga and Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah.
And there is no difference between the three. So, whichever you take, it's an intellectual, confirmation. And in the nutshell, as far as the tattva is concerned, the truth is concerned, it has been told. But then the further, inquisitiveness, that is a trivial thing. But once we are cleared on second chapter, read often, study it well, analytically study it, and communicate on that. Generally, we have a practice when a person dies, we start reading second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Not before that. Because it shows Atma Tattva, and Krishna is inviting us to check it.
Gurudev, we want to keep hearing from you wherever you are. That's what.
Yeah, you ask the question and I'll go. I'll repeat.
Like the question, and
Tomorrow we'll take another topic to learn from the same chapter. Okay? And that will be also more fundamental.
Gurudev, tomorrow's topic, Wednesday, with the whole congregation too. Is it possible? Yeah. Is it possible to make it more like a question and answers, Gurudev?
Could be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That way, because by this